Be ruthlessly optimistic. Yes. Have you ever noticed how you get pulled down by negativity? I feel, especially now, we're surrounded by so much negativity from the news. Everything is bad. Climate change is going to kill us. The politics are bad. Like, is there any other positive thing that we can focus on? And even if there is something positive, it is in our human nature that we focus on the negative information. It's something completely natural because we're trained to focus on the potential dangers and thus to protect our lives. But these news, they are not directly threatening our life, so it's worth to look at this in a closer way and find out how it affects you and how you can change this affection for the positive. So with being ruthlessly optimistic, I don't mean blind optimism, where you just ignore reality. No, that's not what I mean. I mean a fierce, relentless belief that no matter how tough things get, no matter what life throws at you, you know that there's always a way forward. This kind of optimism is not about avoiding problems and ignoring them. It's about facing them head on with the belief that you can make it and you can overcome it. Because let's say there's a challenge, or let's say you started a project, you built your business, I don't know, whatever, you started to study and you somehow failed, like you didn't pass the exams or your business failed, you lost all the money. So what can you do now? Most of the people, they would give up or they would change to another thing. They would not try to stand up and do it again. Or they would go to something more secure because maybe they don't have the energy, maybe they don't have the will to try it again, or they just don't think it can work. With being optimistic, it helps you to always try again. Like, nobody knows if you can succeed or not, but if you're not even optimistic, you will not try. So even if you would fail after trying again and again and again, you have tried it. And this is the power of optimism, that you always think you can make it somehow. In different cultures, it's very different how people deal with failure. For example, in the US, failure is something that you want to reach because it's a step in the journey to success. American people say, yes, I want to fail, or I want to get insolvent, like I want my company to fail. It's like something to reach, and then you completed another step, and then you stand up and you try again. And if this idea doesn't work, so my next idea will work. Like this optimistic belief that in the end it will work. Like you just need to figure out how, but the result is clear. So optimism is a basis for us to keep going and to keep taking actions. Because let's look at pessimistic people. They try something and it doesn't work, so they go back to something that they might not really enjoy, but it's safe, it's secure, they have their basic needs met, but it's not what is fulfilling them. And the other thing about optimism is that it not only affects you, but that it affects the people around you. If you're ruthlessly optimistic, the people around you will question themselves because they feel like, how can you be like this? How can you be so optimistic when the reality looks like the most negative outcome is to expect? But when people see in yourself that you can live it and that you can really feel it and act according to it, they start to be also more optimistic. And then you create a little group around you that is together optimistic, and this can be very powerful because you can support each other in doing what you think that you really want to do without letting negative circumstances affect you. There's always something negative about doing what you want. Like, there will be always things that are not in favor of what you plan or what you want to do. And sometimes you just need this belief to do it anyway and to look what will happen if you just do it. Lately, where there was a guy and he was also really ruthlessly optimistic, and it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring, and sometimes it's also about a bit delusional, but sometimes you need to be delusional, because if you just act with the information that you have around you, you will only achieve things that result from this information around you. Like, you cannot do something completely new. Like, you're staying inside the box of your reality and only search for things that you have right now. And sometimes you need to be delusional to attract new things into your life that are not here yet, but you know, somehow it's possible. I think it's just a very, very good base for taking actions and for motivation, even if it turns out not like you want to. It's always better to try and to gain experiences on the way. So that's what I wanted to share. Be ruthlessly optimistic, and see you tomorrow.